Hi, church. I hope this finds you healthy and well, having a meaningful Christmas season. For those of you looking for something to fill the entertainment void in your life following the season finale of Mandalorian, I would like to commend to you The Last Dance on Netflix. It's a documentary following the Chicago Bulls 1998 championship run. It came out some time ago. I'm a little late to the party on this, but I've really been enjoying it. Now, I realize this recommendation is only going to appeal to like that small subset of sports fans that make up the very, very small number of you following my devotionals. But nonetheless, for the two of you out there, it's worth your consideration. In one of the episodes, they flash back to the Dream Team and remember the 1992 Summer Olympics in Barcelona. And growing up in the 80s and 90s, it was kind of a fun journey down memory lane watching it, particularly with Charles Barkley singing the famous song from the Gatorade commercial. Sometimes I dream that he is me. You got to see, that's how I dream to be. Remember the song? Like Mike, if I could be like Mike. Across America, even around the world, kids and adults, including me, wanted to be like Mike. That song was in my head, as it no doubt is in yours, haunting you. But as I was looking at this week's passage in Philippians, where the Apostle Paul says, join together in following my example, right? Be like me, brothers and sisters. And just as you have us as a model, keep your eyes on those who live as we do. I wonder if Paul realized that his message would be much more effective if it had a catchy jingle to it. Well, we look at public personas, sports or otherwise, for a number of things, don't we? Whether it's keeping up with current hairstyles or clothing trends, to suggestions about diets. Like even to our detriment, we find ourselves listening to them in areas totally outside of their expertise, right? Like for health advice on things like vaccinations and masks. I keep having to tell myself, Nicolas Cage knows a good treasure hunt movie. He can do a good treasure hunt movie, but I shouldn't look to him for much outside of that, right? And Paul is simply suggesting that we employ greater intentionality about whose lives we look to and emulate. And certainly, if you want to become a great basketball player, watching and emulating the greatest of all time, the GOAT, is a good place to start. But if your goal is spiritual maturity in the Christian life, that's what Paul's been talking about, then your focus will be elsewhere. I've mentioned this before. First and foremost, for us as Christians, we've got to be nourished by the word, right? We've got to fix our eyes on Christ as the author and perfecter of our faith. That's where we start. But in addition to that, kind of supplementary to that, I would ask, are there models outside of the Bible in your life that are worthy of your focus and emulation? I hope and pray that even as I ask that there are people in your life come into your mind who evidence the fruit of the Spirit in abundance. Become a student of their lives. Follow their example. Live as they do. And maybe you're a parent and there's a mom or a dad a little or a lot further along than you. And their kids and their spouse love the Lord and, importantly, love them. Well, ask them how they've done it and follow their example. Maybe there's someone in your life who consistently faces challenges and adversity with faith and contentment. It's worth a conversation, maybe more than one. Spend time with them and learn, where does this come from? And then live as they do. And for some of you, fulfilling this command is going to entail prayer. Getting down on your knees and saying, God, I don't know if I have these models in my life. Would you open up my eyes that I might see them? It's probably going to entail some boldness as you approach these folks and ask for a little bit of their time. And for many of us, it entails tuning out some of the influences in our lives that are getting more focus than they deserve, leading us further away from Christ's likeness rather than to him. More on that in the week to come. In the meantime, may the Lord bless you and keep you, church.